Mr. Gordy, we have a very special a couple of awards we want to present to you, and my nephew Amir escort you up to the stage. One is, and we're going to send both of these to you. One is in recognition of your great talents. Who took my award? Oh, there it is.
So much vibration, we don't want it to break.
And it says here, tribute to Berry Gordy Jr., recognizing 5 decades of service and creativity. The Charles Hamilton Houston Institute for Race and Justice, Martha's Vineyard Community Forum, August 17, 2011. Please welcome and congratulate Berry Gordy. That's not all. We got one other. I know you're ready to talk. We got one other award for you.
I'm ready to listen.
Okay, 6 years ago, I opened up the Charles Hamilton Houston Institute for Race and Justice in honor of a legendary Harvard Law School graduate, the first African-American member of the Law Review, the lawyer who taught people like Thurgood Marshall and Oliver Hill, and who created the whole strategy, legal strategy, to end Brown versus Board of racial segregation and to kill Jim Crow. Today, Mr. Gordy, in addition to this wonderful plaque, we have something very special for you that will be presented by me and the son of Charles Hamilton Houston Jr., an actual portrait of Charles Hamilton Houston when he was at the NAACP in the 1940s and early 1950. So we're going to present this to you as well. And this is Charles Hamilton Houston Jr.
Congratulations. Thank you.
First, we'll hear from Berry Gordy, and then we'll hear from Charles Hamilton Houston Jr. about this occasion. Mr. Gordy, it's all yours.
Hi. First, I want to say that as great as Motown was, if we had had Larry Watson, it would have been even better. I mean, it would have been amazing. I mean, he was incredible. I mean, his rhythm. I mean, you know, he could have came out with a white sheet over him and did his thing, and we would have known he was black. You know? I mean, because it's hard to have that much rhythm, that much feeling. My. We'd have been off the charts. I mean, if he had been there. I want to thank Charles, of course, for inviting and encouraging me to come out to this wonderful, wonderful place. It's been absolutely just wonderful being here with you. The people are so great, and you know, and you can travel and you can get honors and you can get rich and you can get this, but yesterday, a gentleman came up to me, a very well-known gentleman, and told me that Motown music saved his life. And out of all of the great things that have happened to me in my life, just hearing that and thinking what all that meant, you know, it made me so grateful and so happy, and to all those people that helped me gain that and be whatever it is that we are but it's things like that that make us just know for sure that what we did was well worth it. I am so delighted to accept this wonderful award and to do so on behalf of the hundreds of artists and writers and producers and executives that helped me build Motown and fulfill my dream. Truth-telling has been a function of black music from the earliest roots, from the drum beats, rhythms of our ancestors, in our DNA carried from Africa to the work songs and Negro spirituals of slavery. Black music is a chronicle of our collective emotional journey in this world. Pain and sadness, happiness and celebration. Slave songs were also songs of wisdom and faith. The wisdom lay under the words, sometimes in metaphors and codes, and messages sent to ourselves of who we really were. What no one else could quite understand. The faith we openly expressed in our ability to make music helped free our souls long before outward freedom came along. I am foremost a songwriter. Songwriting was my love. Everything I did was to protect those songs. You know, I didn't like the way they were being produced, so I produced them. I didn't like the way they were distributed, so I distributed them. I didn't like the way they were published, so I published them. And so I started Motown generally to protect my songs. But it was that day that I received a royalty check for $3.19 for a song I had written that I decided to start my own company. Before that, I had been a failure at everything I'd ever done in my life till I was 29 years old. And then all of a sudden, after 29, I became a success in everything I did. And it shows that, you know, you're never too old to do anything that you want to do. You know, I was working in the factory at Ford Assembly Line, and I'd been inspired by watching the cars come down the line, a bare metal frame, and come out the other end, a brand new shiny car. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, what if I started a music company and I did the same thing? I could take a kid off the street, put them through a development process, and at the end, have a shiny, brand new star. I tried it, and it worked. Motown came along at a critical time in our history. The turbulent 60s saw dramatic events that changed our lives forever. The Civil Rights Movement, the Vietnam War, the assassinations of President Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, and Dr. King. It was easy to see the bad guys were killing off our dreams. By contrast, there was the British invasion, flower children, and the sexual revolution. We sang about all of that. Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, the Temptations, Martha and Vandellas, Smokey, Diana Ross and the Supremes, just to name a few, put music to the events and emotions of the day. We tried to write feelings that other people had that they couldn't express, and we tried to do it in poetry and entertainment. And so we created a virtual soundtrack that still resonates today. That's interesting that I would make that little mistake, because being around so many intelligent college people, it's easy to realize, wow, who am I talking to? These people are just incredible. I've had such a marvelous time talking to all of the professors and students and all of the great philosophical approaches that they've taken that we kind of naturally put into our music. But we didn't realize until you people really understood what we were doing and encouraged us on and on and on. And so I thank all of you throughout the 5 decades for supporting us the way you have. Thank you. Detroit was the right place at the right time. So many black people had migrated there from the South with the promise of good jobs in the automotive industry that became a virtual mecca for talent, resulting in an overabundance of singers, musicians, and songwriters. And I had a place for them to come. Hitsville was open 24 hours a day, and the competition was fierce. I was in charge, but I made logic the boss. There was no egos or politics allowed in our company. It was competition. I always felt the competition breeded champions, and sometimes the competition got in the way of the love. But the love always won out. And that's why people at Motown, old and young, whether they're with Motown or they left Motown, Motown people that were there during this time cannot not love each other. So whenever you see us together, I don't care who it is, where we are, there's always magic in the room. And what about songwriting? Well, I was a songwriter at first, and I did everything to protect my songs. But as I started developing these people, these strange people, like Marvin and Smokey and Stevie, every time one of them would write a great song, my songwriting ability would drop a notch. And more and more. And when Stevie came along, and even Rick James and all that, eventually, it was so much action there and so many great talented people until my songwriting went into free fall. No longer was I the top songwriter in the company. I was in business, and that's when I realized that I was doing 5% business when I started and 95% creative and songwriting. And then after about 15, 20 years, it switched. And I began doing 95% business and 5% songwriting, and I hated it. But I loved it at the same time because I was helping these people to pay their taxes, to be better human beings, and to try to realize that fame and fortune was not the key to your life. Because to be truly, truly happy after you gain your success, I would always tell them, you have to be truly proud of yourself. It doesn't matter how much I'm proud of you or your parents are proud of you, but you must be proud of yourself. So you start today as a youngster and realizing that the way you get your true happiness in life is the way you get your success, with integrity, with love, with appreciation, and all those things that really, really count. And the things that mean the most to me when I come to a place and I hear the stories of how people felt about the music, it's not the money, it's not the fame, it's not the fortune, but it's that makes me really, really happy inside and keeps me that way. So, I am just very, very proud to be here. And I'm very proud with these honors. And it just seems like yesterday that I got that check for $319. That's changed my life forever. Professor Ogletree, thank you so much for this wonderful event. And I thank you for inviting me once again. And I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Thank you. Thank you.